Hey sisters, welcome back to the Real and the Raw with Jesse and Shelby. Today we're going to be talking about friendships and different life stages. So we're just gonna jump right in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, I'll read the first one. I'll
Oh,
pick one.
goodness. Okay.
Would you rather have a big circle or a small circle?
I think when I was in high school, I probably would have preferred a bigger circle. But now that I'm I don't got time for, I don't have time for a big circle anymore.
You're not
Like
lying.
my true friends, I have 3, 4,
Yeah, count them
probably,
on one hand.
literally.
Yeah, I think I was the same in high school. I thought I had to be friends with everybody.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have somebody to talk to or somebody to go to, then
It is what it is.
yeah. But now that, when you become a mom and you grow up, you just learn who your people are. You
That's
learn who
true.
your friends are. What is that
Do you feel
saying?
like
What is that saying? Find out who your friends are. It's a song. That's actually a song. Is that a country song? I'm about to start singing it. Oh my
That's funny.
gosh.
Okay, do you feel like you have more mom friends than like friends that don't have children?
I feel like I'm like half and half
Yeah.
because I have some mom friends, but we don't hang out.
Yeah.
We do, but it's not like at every
Right.
week kind of thing.
Or like you
We're in a group
text,
message,
yeah.
so we text a lot rather
Okay.
than because it's hard to
Right.
just pack up and go do
Especially when
all
you
these
both have
things.
kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can't just up and it's hard to plan a lunch with
Yeah.
kids. You have to literally plan so hard,
And it
around the
has to
time, around the nap schedule, how they're going to be acting, if they're feeling good, are they fussy?
mm.
There's a list
And
of
you might as well
things.
just go to each other's house and not go out
Yeah.
anywhere.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Me and Bryce were talking about it last night at dinner. We were like, it's getting harder taking him out to dinner.
Yeah.
It's getting harder.
You gotta plan it earlier on too. That 7:30
Oh
time
gosh.
is just they are unwell.
Mm-hmm. Ready for bed.
Yeah. Friendship breakups. Have you had one and how did you handle it?
Yes. Wow. I
Haven't we
have.
all?
Yeah. I feel like everybody's gone
For
through
sure.
a
At
friendship
least
breakup.
1, 2, maybe even 3.
Yeah. I would say I didn't handle it as bad as I thought I would,
Mm-hmm.
but the hate that I got,
Really?
yeah,
With that particular
yeah,
person?
yeah, yeah. Um,
And was it with your was it like a group friend type situation? And people had to choose between you and that person, or was it just
no,
that person?
no, it was
Okay.
definitely just that person, but um, there was a big group of us that always used to hang out,
Mm-hmm.
and I would never wish anything bad upon her, which we
Right.
still keep in touch. But the way we ended was just on such bad terms,
Yeah.
that we didn't talk to each other for 2 years, and we were friends since I think she moved here in fourth grade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we were friends since fourth grade.
That was a long time, a long
Yeah,
friendship.
really long.
So was it the straw that broke the camel's back kind of thing? Or was it there was a one particular circumstance that
There
was
was one particular circumstance, but it's not anything
crazy?
horrible.
Okay.
I took her boyfriend, or I was talking bad about her, and
Or
she,
vice versa.
yeah, yeah. I think it was kind of just.
Was it like a
I'm
cuz
trying not to say too much.
we all know that friendships a lot of the time or some of the time it's either a season or you're lifelong friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I think especially after in high school or after high school, that's where you kind of figure out okay, that was for a season and taught me a lesson kind of
Right,
thing.
right.
And
Well,
a
me and
mutual
her,
agreement.
right. Well, me and her were kind of friends, and then we would fade off, and then we'd be best friends again.
Okay.
And then we would fade off. I went off to college, and then I came back home, and we were best friends again. But we hung out. I could every single day. We
Mm.
lived together at one point,
Mm-hmm.
every single day. And so
Would you consider that friendship toxic at all?
No. No and yes.
Okay.
But we still like I said, like we didn't follow each other on social media for those 2 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Um,
So how did y'all like reconnect then? Or like not reconnect, but like I guess,
I
lay
don't
out the
know.
playing
I
field.
don't know whenever I think one day one of us just requested the other on Instagram.
Been
Um,
there.
yeah. But if you know me, you know that I have always had a hard time like with girls, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is, and my mom and dad can vouch for this. They always say you pick the worst friends. And I
Oh.
don't know if it's that I pick them or if God puts them in my life for a reason.
Like, yeah.
And any of my friends who are watching this too can vouch for that. I'm always inviting them to church. I'm always inviting them to come do things with me rather
Yeah.
than go do something like, just stuff that's going to better us
Yeah.
as people. But um I didn't have I just go through the ringer with girls, and I don't know if it's my mom. Mom, I'm sorry if you're watching. But she always tries to say they're
We
just
loving it.
jealous. Yeah, we do. But she means well. But when she says this, she doesn't mean anything bad by it. But she always says, Jesse, they're just jealous of you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Mom, there's no. The thing I always come back and say is, there's nothing to be jealous of.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
But I have, which a couple years ago, before me and Bryson, we were just friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we called it, friends.
Mm-hmm.
I actually called him my kissing friend.
I know he hated that.
He did. He hated it so much. But all hung out with his boys.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up with 3 brothers. I hung around my brothers and their friends.
Right.
And when girls would come over, me and my girlfriend, whoever it was at the time, would hang out with my brothers and their friends.
Yeah.
So I've just had a hard time, and I don't know if people only wanted to hang out with me to get to my brothers, which was hard for me. Some of them admit that they liked my brothers, which is fine. Like, it's
But like,
fine, but I'm
no.
not going to bring you around them,
No.
you know?
Like when people would say that my brother is attractive, I'm like, dude, no.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, we're almost 6 years apart.
Yeah.
And also, just no. Like, I
Yeah.
don't want those two mixing. Hard no.
But yeah, back to friendship breakups. I think that's probably the only big friendship breakup I've had.
Yeah.
I mean, I still had a lot of friends where we're really close at a time. Like you said, like it was just a season.
Yeah. But nothing ever happened.
Right. Nothing ever happened. Like we just faded. I mean, we still keep in touch, of course.
Yeah.
But it's not like
It's not
like me
talking all
and
the
you,
time.
how we
Yeah.
hang out all the time.
Yeah.
Whether we're together or not, we're on the phone.
Yeah.
Talking about something.
Literally 24/7.
Yeah.
I would say I've had like one, I would say probably, and it was like, and it wasn't fun. And it like, I don't think I realized how much it affected me until probably like a few months after it, because we were like so close. Like we went on trips together,
Yeah.
and like,
Do you feel like you lost other friends when you and this friend?
no.
No.
Yeah, and also like I don't want to like hurt
Hurt
anybody's feelings.
Yeah.
And because I will say for a long time I held the longest grudge, because I feel like I mean, I think we were both like not good for each
Yeah.
other at that time in our lives. Like I feel like there was a lot of things that were happening. So I feel like there was, and this was like several years ago, so it wasn't like recent or anything, but I feel like there was the same type of like, we would be really close and then like something, it's like that like you spend so much time together that you start to like get on each other's nerves a little bit.
Yeah.
And then went off to college, and I wouldn't necessarily say that like we definitely weren't like close anymore. I think that was where we both were just like, we're not the best for each other anymore. Like that was the time where we were like, okay, it was a season and that's okay.
So did y'all end on bad terms or good terms?
At the time, it was bad terms. It was, and it hurt for a long time. Like, I would still, like, talk to my girlfriends that, like, knew this person.
I would ask to creep. I'd say, can I creep on her?
Right,
Creep on her
right.
Instagram really fast.
Yeah, and
But why do we care so much?
I don't.
Is it because we just loved that person so
Yeah,
hard?
it was, and like I feel like that
It's
was.
kind of like a legit
It was,
breakup.
yes,
It's a
like
legit
for
breakup.
sure. That's literally the way that I describe it. Is like that was the first, because I did, like in elementary school, middle school, I wasn't close with people,
No.
and then after 7th grade, I like was homeschooled and then went to Metrolina,
Yeah.
and that's where like my true friends started to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was like the first, and it hurt.
Yeah, it does.
Especially when you know, like, either if that person's like talking bad about like behind your back or like vice versa, and that it's just, it was not it was not
It does
good.
hurt. It hurts really bad. And then
Yeah.
it makes you think like, oh my gosh, she knows all my deepest, darkest secrets. Like, she has the ugliest pictures of me on her phone. Is she gonna blackmail me?
That's one thing that I do not like. I still have like pictures and videos of, because I obviously never delete anything off my phone. But sometimes I look at those pictures and I'm like, that was like all of those times we had together, they were good memories.
Yeah.
Like they were really fun.
I know. I can't delete them.
Yeah.
They were
No, I
they
still
were
have
also
all
a
of them.
huge part of our lives.
Yeah.
So
And I've actually talked to another friend about it, not with the same person. Like she had a different experience with a completely different person. And we both were like, it was really hard, but also it needed to happen.
oh yeah.
Like it was to the point where we learned a lot from each other.
Yeah.
And that was the purpose of
Yeah.
that friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
It's definitely
now,
it's a learning lesson too.
for sure,
It makes you think, okay,
what can I do better
right,
first?
how can I better myself for my friends, and then what you're not looking for in a friend.
Right, right.
Okay, what makes a good friend? What do you think makes a good friend?
I would say, first of all, open communication.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you ever have like, we all notice when somebody's character is flawed, and I think that's just like something that sticks out.
Mm-hmm.
But to better your friendships and to better like yourself, if you see something in somebody's character, just tell them.
Yeah,
And
being
that's,
honest.
yeah, and I think that was a struggle for a long time, because I think when people do point those things out, you put up a defense mechanism and like that wall.
Yep.
But I think that's so important. Like, just be upfront and honest. And if it's
Yeah.
awkward for a little bit, that's okay.
Yeah.
But at least like you were upfront.
Yeah, I had a hard time with that growing up. And family, if you're watching, friends, if you're watching, you all know I'm a pushover
Mm-hmm.
really bad. I let people walk all over me,
Yeah.
and it's a bad trait that I have.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm working on standing up for myself, but I've never been the one to stand up for
Mm-hmm.
myself. I've just always had friends in my corner who stand up for me, or cousins in my corner that stand up for me. But I'm doing better. But I think that's also a big thing to look out for. Like, if you see that your friend's hurting, or if you're seeing that your friend is down, like, and you know your friend well,
Right.
you can read your friend like a book.
Right.
Like, you can tell when something's up. Don't hide anything. Don't lie to your friend.
Yeah.
Be there for your friends. Pray for your friends.
Yeah.
Do all the things. But like, the biggest thing in being a bad friend to me is lying to me. I cannot stand being lied to.
Yeah.
I cannot stand
Especially
it.
when like you catch it.
Yeah.
And it's like, that was dumb.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
why would
one of the biggest flaws that like I've had in past friendships. Like, don't lie to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch you. Women find out everything.
FBI
We're
agents. Yeah.
Not that we're looking to see if you're lying or not, because
Yeah.
but if you've lied to me in the past, absolutely I'm gonna be an FBI agent and see if you're lying to me again.
Yeah.
Don't break my trust.
Yeah.
If you've broken it, it's hard to gain it back, you know? That's with any relationship, that's with any friendship.
Yeah.
But I think the main thing in a good friend is just someone who is so genuine, and you can just come to your house and just come and sit with you. Literally just come and sit with you, and you don't have to be doing something
Yeah.
all of the time.
Yeah.
You don't have to try and please that person and do something you don't want to do. Like, you need
Right.
to be yourself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, don't lose track of who you are. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to think of what else. Like, I think there's a lot of things that,
There's a lot of aspects.
but also I think in being a good friend,
for sure.
but definitely like recognizing where you can grow is what I would say.
Yeah, that's good.
Do you think you will be friends with your current friends in 5 years? Why or why not?
Yeah, I do. I think yes, because I feel like I've already gone through that stage of if I'm still going to be friends with this person or
Yeah.
not. I definitely think I'm going to gain more friendships in the future rather than lose. I feel like my voice sounds so deep right now.
I don't think it
Or
does.
does it sound the same? Okay. Yeah, I think I'll still be friends with my same circle I got going on right now. I got a good circle right now.
I
Like
would
a really
agree.
good circle right now.
Even though, yeah, I feel like my group hasn't changed besides you. And that's within the last year. So other than that, like there's
Same.
like I don't
Well, mine has changed a little bit. It's been a little rocky, but
yeah. Well, yeah.
you find out who your friends are. What is that daggum song? You find out who your friends are. That's what
It is a song. I just don't know it.
Neither.
Who's it by?
I don't know. It's a country song.
It's whatever, irrelevant.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I definitely think, and even like my close friends, I think when you have a true friend is when you can go months without talking to each other,
Yes.
and then you can just like call, and it doesn't have to be like you're literally just on your way home, you give your friend a call, but then you're going to be on the phone for
hours.
Yeah. But you get that time to like catch up with each other.
Yeah.
And I think all of those friendships have grown so much, and you grow with each other, and I think that's so important, especially like when those life stages do happen and you like get married and then you start having babies, and but you're still able to balance those two things well. That's awesome if you can like keep those friendships.
And I think it's okay to lose friends.
Yes. It's good to lose certain friends.
It just shows what kind of woman that you have grown to be, or man, if you're watching. But it just shows what kind of person, how you've grown as a person to be able to walk away from something that you love and that has been a part of your life. But I think that it's also very important to not leave on bad terms, which is hard to do, but sometimes you just got to suck it up. This is the pushover coming out of me. Apologize even if it's not your fault, which sucks. But just say it's better off for us to just love each other from a distance and move on.
I think that's probably the biggest thing that's hit me this year, and I don't know why. Like, it's just so weird, but I catch myself sometimes thinking about like certain friendships that I've had in the past that I'm not like friends with anymore. But I'm like, it wasn't that, like, there wasn't a particular thing that person did wrong. Well, there was a lot of things that we both did wrong. And I blamed that person, and I should have at the end of the day been like, okay, there were certain things that I should have worked on and that I could have been better about.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that makes me want to be like, I'm sorry that I like was not a good friend to you.
But even though, if you're watching this and you're going through a friendship breakup right now, even though you are texting them, if you do and apologize for not being a good friend, that does not mean you have to go and be best friends again.
No,
not. But it makes you feel better just knowing it's like a weight taken off your shoulders.
Holding a grudge is exhausting.
Oh my gosh, it is. And then if you happen to see that person in public, like, imagine how that's gonna be. If you haven't talked to them in so long, like,
and you were as close as you were.
Are you not gonna speak? Are y'all gonna make eye contact or look away? Like
run for the hills?
Are you gonna act like you never saw them and hide? Like, just coming from where both of us come from, like, we're not meant to. We're not here to
No.
be those kind of people.
Yeah. And we're like, at the end of the day, even if that person did you wrong, like at the end of the day, we're called to forgive.
Yes,
We're
and we're
called
here to
to,
show love
yeah.
and show grace.
Even though that can be so hard when you have been
So
wronged.
hard, especially when you just want to like you get so mad because you're like, I didn't do anything wrong.
Better catch these hands.
I didn't do anything wrong to you in your head, but in their head, you've hurt them bad.
Yes.
It's not only about.
And that's hard to wrap your head around too.
It is.
Yeah.
You have to be able to listen, which I will admit I have a hard time admitting when I do something wrong. Well, not with my friends, but with Bryson, I have the hardest time admitting when I do something wrong to him. Because I
Same.
I just feel like I'm like, I didn't do anything. What do I need to apologize for? Your feelings are hurt, not mine.
Savage.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, he is hurt and you need to listen to why he is hurt and you need to apologize that he's hurt.
Yeah.
Even if you don't understand it, which that is where it comes in being a bigger person.
That's the thing. You don't have to understand where somebody's coming from. As long as you just recognize how somebody else is feeling, if they genuinely feel like that and you made that happen, you don't have to agree with them.
Right.
But you do have to recognize, like, I'm really sorry if I hurt you.
Yeah, I'm sorry you're hurting.
Yeah. I don't know if I would. Yeah.
What? Spill it.
I was gonna say I don't know if I would call it like, I'm sorry if you're hurting, because it sounds like I'm sorry you feel that way kind of thing.
You think it sounds like that?
A little bit.
Well, Bryson says that to me all the time.
Really?
I just let it roll.
Okay, well, yeah.
Wow.
Just a little bit. Like, because that's like when me and Luke are in an argument. If I'm ever like, well, I'm sorry that you feel like.
Bryson always says, I'm sorry you feel that way. Yeah. Our pastor flat out preached on that is not an apology.
It's
saying
not.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah.
An apology is saying I am sorry.
Period.
You don't have to say for what I have done or for making you hurt or for why you are hurting.
Yeah.
Just say I'm sorry.
I know.
Don't I'm sorry, period. In a sentence.
Yeah.
No exclamation mark, period. No question mark, period.
Yeah.
How to deal with long distance friendships, relationships for college?
Ooh. I've done both.
I don't know that I've ever done that was very loud. We'll have to cut that out. Yeah, maybe I have. I've done both.
Yeah, I would say friendships wise.
Don't try too hard.
Yeah, just let it roll. Just let it happen. Like, especially in college, like, you're all going through the same.
You're figuring out who you're gonna be.
Yeah, like, it's so much at once when you're going to college.
You're figuring out where you're gonna belong.
Yeah.
In a group.
And
like, you're figuring out who your people are.
Yeah.
That's where you meet your lifelong best friends.
And yeah, I would say I stayed very but then again, I lived in Boone for 6 months, so I was with.
You're with people you went to college or high school with.
Yeah, and I'm still friends with those people. That they were in high school and I went to Boone and they were in college with me. And then Luke was in Boone, he went to App. Long distance relationship. I hated that.
College, like one of my friends who we've been friends since kindergarten.
Yeah.
We didn't talk every day. It was one of those friendships. We still don't talk every day, but she'll randomly call me. I'll randomly call her. We'll chit chat. We'll talk. We'll hang out maybe once a month, but we still keep in touch.
Yeah. Which is good to have.
I wouldn't say that you need to try that hard because it's not like you're in a relationship with another sex.
Yeah.
Like another guy. Like, it's not like it's your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband. Like, I wouldn't try that kind of hard for the friendship. But I would at least
check in on your friends.
I was about to say at least just text her every once in a while.
Especially if you're at different colleges.
Yeah.
Because some people handle it really well and some people go off the deep end.
Oh yeah. College can either make you or break you.
Broke
depending
me.
on what crowd you
Yeah.
decide to involve yourself with.
And that's another thing I would just be careful of, because you can get sucked into the wrong crowd, and it seems so fun in the moment.
Don't forget where you come from.
Yeah.
Don't forget. It does seem fun in the moment. You're absolutely right. And it just seems fun because you're hanging out with the cool kids. But
Yeah.
when they graduate college, are they still going to be the cool kids?
Or are they still going to be stuck and they're going to be fifth year, sixth year, seventh year college students?
Seventh year.
Oh,
Yeah, it's my seventh year here. One of my friends was a sixth year.
Sorry.
I love him to death, though.
But I
He
would
made it.
say
He graduated. He made it.
there you go. I would say for relationships, one, it's hard as all get out. Like,
Oh, wait, was it relationships and friendships?
you
I
think it
think I read
was?
that wrong.
Was it not?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
relationships.
So
I did that and it was
it's
miserable.
not fun. And I would say it's slim to none that make it.
Oh my God. I don't suggest. Well, let me rephrase that.
I suggest to a certain extent. Like,
Yeah. If you're not hearing from your person, if you catch your person in a lie once, they're going to lie again.
especially on the
Since they can
grounds
know
of
they can get away with it.
exactly, yeah.
Um,
I would say if you go before you
that's
go
a
to
hard
college,
question because mine was not a good experience, but yours was. So, like,
yeah, I will. It was okay. The first year wasn't because I was there for 6 months. I would say the second year was hard. Um, actually, I take that back. It was the first year that was hard because if you know Luke, he was an exercise science major and he was in the library all the time. So I was within like arm's reach
mm-hmm.
and I wasn't hanging out with him because it was such an intense, like, all these anatomy classes, labs, like
Yep.
chemistry and all this other stuff. And I was like, that's out of my court,
Mm-hmm.
but I still want to see you.
Yeah.
So, but I relied on my friends a lot of that time just
Mine was
because.
so different, Shelby, my experience. He was older than me. So I was still
Mm,
in high school.
that's
And
not fun either.
no, and he was a freshman in college. So, like,
Yeah, that's how
I'll
me and
maybe
Luke
take
did.
it this far and say that he was raised like his parents were like had an eye on him a lot. So when he went to college, he got to experience no parents, no mom and dad telling him what he can and can't do when he has to be home. Um,
Some,
it's
yeah.
just I don't even know. I don't know that I'm the best advice for this, but don't follow a guy to college unless God's telling you you need to go or telling you
Yeah.
that he is the one for you. Because I followed a guy to college and it was the biggest mistake I ever made.
Yeah.
I
Which
mean,
is so funny because
biggest mistake I ever made in my life. It was a huge lesson learned,
mhm,
which
in the grand
funny,
scheme is
God's being funny.
yeah.
What's new? But I was hell bent on going. I was like, no, I'm going. I'm not going to community college. I am going where he's going. I remember clear as day, I was talking to this guy. We were dating, but I was telling him all the schools I was applying to go to when
Mhm.
I was in high school. So he flat out told me if I went to this school and he was at this school, he would break up with me because it's too far apart. And that
That
right
was your
there
first
should have
red
been my
flag.
yeah, that
Yeah.
right there should have been my red flag.
Yeah.
But I was young, I was naive. I
Yeah.
was the youngest in my grade graduating. I went into college at 17 years old.
Yeah.
I was so young.
Wow, that is really young for college.
Yeah, I was really young. Going to live by yourself.
Yeah. I will
Yeah,
say
wild.
for it, I had the best experience,
Yeah.
obviously. I just hit my mic. Um, because I did, like, I mean, we went through high school, we went through college, we went through, I mean, now grad school to
Mm-hmm.
like for him. And, but I will say it's not like, it is not for the weak.
No.
Like,
Especially when you want to see that person, when you want to know what that person's doing.
or like, you know, that like they're hanging out with other friends. Like, that's the worst FOMO I've ever had in my life. I was like, this is so not
Yeah,
fair. I want
I
to
want
be
to be
there.
there. Yeah.
And, but I will say one lesson I learned from that would be like, first of all, I knew that Luke was my person from
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I
truly
think
the very
everybody
beginning.
knew.
And, um, but I will say a big thing that I learned was like you truly do have to trust that person. And
Oh,
if
yeah.
it happens, it happens. Like
Mhm.
if Luke,
Don't be too crazy.
yeah, but
And don't let the enemy make
oh
you think
man, there's so
too
many
hard.
lies that
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't let the enemy get in your head and make you think, oh,
He's doing
he's
something
out.
stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's out. What's he doing? Who's
Mhm.
he with?
Yeah.
Who's he talking to?
Yeah. And I will say the biggest thing if you're in a relationship and you're about to go into college, be on the same page.
Hmm.
Like if
Set boundaries, set ground rules, but don't. You're not the boss of him yet until you're married. You're not the boss, or never the boss.
and
You're
yeah,
never the
just
boss. You
be
can't be too bossy. You can't be too crazy. But
right.
you need to say, "Hey, this is what I expect from you," and you'll get the same from me.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, that's really all you can say. Like, you
Yeah.
can't say you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, because what's he gonna do? He's gonna go do what you just told him not to do.
Yeah. Or he's just going to do whatever he wants. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But the last thing I'll say on it is when before you go to college, set like what do you want for that relationship? Like
Mhm.
is the end goal to marry that person? If it's
Yeah.
not, jump ship. Like why are you in it?
Mhm.
If you
Where
are
do you
not
see that relationship going?
yeah, and if it's not for marriage, then don't go into college with it. If you truly don't see yourself with that
If there's a
person,
stutter or a pause from either of you,
yeah, it's just not it.
not it.
Unless you just want to see how the first semester goes.
Yeah.
But I've seen some relationships that have been trash
Mine
from
was.
it.
Mine was absolute trash. And I thank God I got out of it.
Yeah.
But
But it was a
where would I
lesson.
be? Absolutely. You don't know. You never know.
Yeah.
We're gonna end
Were
with a question Q&A.
from the last one. Do you still have it? Oh, here we go. Covered some of
Can we
them.
get some merch?
Ooh, okay. Well, if you want merch,
Yes.
if you want a trucker hat,
If you
McKenna.
have watched this far and you want some merch, we've actually been
We've been
plotting some
dabbling,
ideas. Yeah,
yeah.
we've been dabbling in it. One of our biggest fans, McKenna,
Canner.
you're the best. Want some trucker hats, and I think that'd be so cute.
It'd be so cute. I don't know what it would say yet. It
We
could
have
just
some
say,
ideas.
yeah.
We have some ideas.
We
We're not gonna talk about it yet. But
but
yes,
if
there
you
could be merch in the near future.
potentially we'll see where it
Yeah,
goes.
depending where this goes.
Yeah. But if you have let's start the thing where if you have a favorite part about each episode, comment down below and tell us what you think. And
And
then
don't forget to like this video,
subscribe,
subscribe
turn on
to
your
our
bell
channel.
notifications, watch the advertisements because I heard that does stuff.
Yes,
And
but you have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
bye,
Bye, sisters.
sisters.